So, what if the safest advice you've ever gotten is actually the very thing holding you back? Today, we're going to break down a really powerful philosophy from Denzel Washington that pretty much challenges everything we're taught about success. It's all about taking risks, dealing with failure, and figuring out how to live a life with real purpose.
Let's just start with the core idea right here. Nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. That's the whole foundation. Washington is essentially saying that a life without risk is a life that never reaches its full potential. It kind of makes you wonder, right? Are you playing it just a little too safe?
Okay, so where do we even begin with this? Well, his first big idea takes a piece of advice that I guarantee we have all heard, and he just flips it completely on its head.
Oh yeah, you know this one. Your plan B, the safety net. It's that sensible advice you get from people who love you, right? It's all about protecting you from failure. Sounds practical. Well, Denzel thinks it's completely wrong. So here it is, side by side. On one hand, you've got the safe path, have something to fall back on. But on the other, you've got this wild idea, fall forward. It's not about trying to avoid the fall. No, it's about changing the direction of the fall itself. And here's the logic behind it, which is just brilliant. Falling backward is a retreat. You're literally moving away from your goal. But falling forward, hey, that's still progress. Even when you stumble and fall flat on your face, you land closer to your destination. You get to see what tripped you up, you learn from it, and you're already in position to get right back up and keep going.
But you know, to really pull this off, to truly fall forward, you need one essential thing. You need the guts to fail. This next part is all about why embracing failure isn't just some nice idea. It's pretty much the only real path to success.
All right, take a look at this number, 2,600. What do you think that represents? It's huge, isn't it? Just hold that thought for a second. Turns out, it's a record for failure. That's how many times Baseball Hall of Famer Reggie Jackson struck out, more than any other player in the entire history of the game. So if that was the only stat you looked at, you'd think he was the biggest failure in the sport. But that's not how we remember him, is it?
And here's the kicker. People don't talk about the strikeouts. They remember the home runs. The guy was known as Mr. October for his game-winning hits, not for his misses. It just proves that if you ever want to hit one out of the park, you have to be willing to swing big and miss. A lot.
Okay, let's try another one. 1,000. Another giant number. And another story of what looks like just epic failure.
That's how many times Thomas Edison tried and failed to create the light bulb. 1,000 experiments that didn't work. But see, he didn't call them failures. He saw them as 1,000 steps on the way to finding the one way that did work. And that was, of course, attempt number 1,001.
And this is what it means to fall forward. It's not about just pushing through failure. It's about reframing it. Every no you get, every rejection, every project that doesn't work out, it's not a dead end. It's just data. It's a lesson. It's one more step down the path to getting that yes.
So, those famous examples are great and all, but Denzel makes this philosophy really personal. He tells a story from his own life that shows falling forward isn't always a single moment. Sometimes, it's a 30-year audition. So first, you gotta understand his world. If you're an actor, failure is basically in the job description. It's just auditions, rejections, not getting the part, a constant cycle of being told no. So, early in his career, Denzel goes to an audition at a Broadway theater, and he bombs. Total failure. But he didn't quit. He didn't fall back on some other career. He just kept falling forward. And then, 30 years later, he's back at that exact same theater. But this time, he's not a struggling actor hoping for a part. He's the star of the hit play Fences. And I love this metaphor he uses for persistence. The point isn't to be perfect. The point is just to show up, to stay in the game. If you just keep putting yourself out there, sooner or later, your number's going to get called.
So, this brings us to the final part of his message, and honestly, it's the most profound. It goes way beyond just your career and asks this really haunting question about the ultimate meaning of your life.
Denzel asks us to try this little thought experiment. So just for a second, imagine yourself at the very end of your life, looking back. I know, it's a heavy image, but there's a point to it. It's all about getting some real clarity. Imagine standing around your bed are these ghosts, but they're not strangers. They're the ghosts of your own unfulfilled potential. It's the ghost of that great idea you never acted on, the ghost of that talent you were too afraid to use. They're all there, with you.
And they're looking at you and they say, "We came to you because you were the only one who could have brought us to life, and now we have to go to the grave together." Wow. I mean, talk about a devastating picture of regret. And this is why the whole message is so much bigger than just money or a career. It's about your gifts. Maybe it's patience or kindness, a business idea, or just your time. Whatever you have to offer this world, the real question is, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to use it, or are you going to let it become just another ghost? And that's the question he just leaves us with. It's a challenge, really. A challenge to stop playing it safe, to embrace the fall, and to live a life that leaves no ghosts behind. So I guess the question for all of us is, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes?